Hello everybody, this is Josh Explain Place, and today we continue to grow, expand and improve our city of Port Austin in Cities Skylines 2 in this episode 15. So, let's begin. First of all, I want to thank you for waiting for new episodes. I was out of town, and that's actually gonna help us whenever we start a new European type city. But let's continue with Port Austin. And as you can see, this nice little airport should help us with growing the city a little bit more. Again, I took inspiration from the airport that used to be in Chicago by the lake, and I think it works really, really well. We'll see if we continue to terraform this little area to add a couple more commercial areas in here. I think that's gonna help us a little bit more. But for now, I think that's working really, really well, as you can see here. And it's efficient and the comfort is high, so we are doing just really, really well. As you can see, we have enough routes to go outside and into the city. What also happened a couple of weeks ago is that the decorations patch was released, and as you can see under this little tab, which is the landscaping tab, of course I forgot what it was called, now we have all these decorations, which include boulders, includes benches and fountains and food carts, as well as a lot of stuff for residential, industrial, commercial, and whatnot. So I think we're gonna use some of these assets to make these. Oh, and again, we have another disaster. I don't know why, but we are getting a lot of tornadoes in this city. Poor little city. Hopefully everything goes well. Good thing that we have enough money, because our fire and rescue budget will increase based on trying to get these homes and businesses checked. I don't know if we actually have the fire station that has that disaster response unit, so I don't think we have it, and we have enough money, so I think we kinda need it. So let me place it, and that's another thing. Now we're trying to figure out where to place stuff, but let's place it here again just for now. And let's add the disaster response unit, and we're gonna put it in here, and we're gonna do the helipad and the training facilities. Let's go all the way already, and the garage extension, right? And so you're gonna see that these services are also gonna increase because of the disaster, which is still going. It messed up a big portion of our city. Not a big portion, but it's a very straight path, right? Thankfully, it should be over pretty soon. While that happens, so of course, we need to keep on going. Remember that we left this little space open to make it a better park. So first of all, I'm gonna move this medical clinic, and I'm gonna place it here. I think that's gonna work well. And also, I think I'm gonna put maybe another of these multi-purpose parks, because I think that actually looks really nice. So let's see where it's at. There you go, it's here, and we'll place it right here in the middle. And we're gonna draw some more paths. So let's work on that really quick. And I think this is looking rather nice. And we are done with the tornado. It messed up a lot of stuff in here, so we're gonna see and wait if the disaster response unit is gonna do something or not. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's here. It says it's rescuing, so we should be fine on that regards. And we might want to build just another one, but I think we're fine for now because this one has more access to more. So we'll see little by little. As you can see, it's already rebuilding. So this helicopter is already looking for survivors, and then it will rebuild automatically, which is pretty good. But let's go back to this one, and I think this is looking rather nice. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another path from here to here. And I think that's gonna work really well. So let's take a look at surfaces. Let's see if we can put this a little bit more in the middle. And then the cemetery. And maybe have this little patch of land be with this grass surface number 2. As you can see, people are already walking those paths, so I'm happy that that's working. See, I think that's really nice. See, that's a little bit more of detail. And you know what? I think we should do it on this one instead. I think it's gonna look a whole lot nicer, because that's gonna show that this is where this castle actually pertains to. It's kind of looking nice, right? I think this is really cool. Let's add another path in here really quick. There you go. What else can we add? What type of path can we add? So we have this surface number 1. Let's try to see how it looks, and then we can try the other ones, and then we're gonna try tile surface number 2. And we'll try the third one. And then we have pavement, sand, concrete. Let's try the sand surface. And I think that it also looks nice. Right, so what we can do, let's try to do a little curved path. There you go, that's nice. And maybe a smaller one in here. I think this is looking rather nice. And you know what? Let's do something similar here. And I really wish we could have done something with the water, but unfortunately that's not gonna happen.
For the immediate area due to
sure.
Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until
But let's pause the game really quick, and let's actually try to see if we can do something just to have a little bit more water. Oh, that's a lot. So let's make it smaller. And let's try to smooth this out. Let's try to lower the terrain a little bit more. And oops, yeah, doing the wrong one.
Y'all got soul.
Let's
Oh yeah.
lower the strength a little bit more.
A maison de pain. My sister say, got kids. Got
Let's
more funk.
kinda
Pinky.
level all
I told her,
these.
that ain't funk. That's classical. Yes, indeed.
Right, I think that's gonna
That
work really
must
well.
be most exacerbated.
And let's
Classical
soften the
music
terrain a
has
little bit more
evolved
in
since the
here.
time of the
And I think this is gonna look rather nice. I think we're gonna have to move put a little bit more water in here. Let's do the level terrain, make it a little bit smaller, and let's see what we can do in here. Again, just to show that, you know, whatever royalty lived on the area was able to see the sea or get access to the water, which actually would have made a little bit of sense if we had boats and waterways and whatnot. Again, it's fake, right? So we can make up as much as we want. Let's see. I don't think we're gonna be able to continue this road, are we? Let's see. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay. That actually looks rather nice. And so what I think we can do, let's try to do this tile surface, and we're gonna do all this block. Let's try to move this a little bit more. There you go. And let's try to delete this nice. There you go. I think this looks rather nice. And what we're gonna do in here is we're gonna try to have a little plaza park, right? I think that's gonna work, and I think we actually need another pathway. There you go. In here. I think that's gonna be just okay. So let's also take a look at what we have. We have boulders. In here it says random boulder. I don't know if we want some of them here. They're too small. It actually doesn't look that good. So we're gonna just leave it like that. That actually looks really bad. So let's leave it like that. Now we have parks, and I think I want to have a couple of these food places, food stalls, food trucks, food carts in this little area. Again, unfortunately, it doesn't make any difference, but we are trying to create something, so something that looks nicer. So let's add another road here, right? That's gonna look great. I know that it looks very similar to what we're doing, and maybe that should be different. You know what? Yeah, let's delete this one. And let's try it again. We're gonna do this large one. We can do it with the one that we had. So it should be fine. And let's try this tile surface number 2. And also this tile surface number 3. So that we have a little bit of everything. And this can help us in the future to choose whatever we want to do on the other areas, right? That's going to be really nice. I also think that we need to add just the same thing that we're doing here with the medium and the roads trees. I actually love the way that this looks. Looks rather nice. So let's try to put maybe a couple of these food trucks or food stalls in this area. So let's also add another walkway, and I'm gonna do it from here to here. This is gonna be put diagonally. And let's see. Let's do that really, really quick. And we're also gonna add some. They're not in here, but if we go to the residential, we have some, or the commercial rather, we have some of these tables to put in here, and I think that's gonna work really, really well. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect, and of course it's far from perfect. And there's also vending machines, so let's add a vending machine for the people that didn't want to buy stuff from these places, or maybe just a drink, right? Because sometimes drinks tend to be a little bit more expensive whenever you are buying them from these food stalls. We have debris, which we of course don't want any. We don't want any trash or anything. We also don't want any decals, right? It's not gonna add anything to our little food truck park. And maybe we'll add a fountain. This is a wall fountain. Oh, we do need trash cans. So let's add some trash cans, and I think these ones look rather okay. So let's put one in here, and here, and one in this corner, and also another one in this little corner. And maybe we can add a large fountain, which I think this is gonna look rather nice in here. Just change this a little bit. And we can add some benches, because of course people want to sit. And we can also put a trash bin here and another one here. And you know, we tried to be our first. It's not that bad. Although, you know what? Maybe this fountain can look better in here. But we're not gonna do it right now. I just think that this actually looks rather cool. Especially in this area. I don't like the fact that it's the same grass inside. But again, I think that it looks nice for a historical monument, historical park. And honestly, I love the way this looks. Right? These curves look really nice. People should be able to go around the park and enjoy themselves. Now, here's where it gets a little bit interesting, and this will depend on what you want your park to be. And that is what type of trees you want in your park, right? We have from palm trees, we have oak trees, and we have some pine trees. Honestly, based on what we have in this area, so we have hickory, we have pine, and we have oak, as well as, what is this one? Hickory, pine, and oak. So that's what we're gonna try to do for our little park or plaza. So again, that's one of the things that will make your area a park or a plaza. This is definitely a park, and this one should also be a park and not a plaza. So my point is, do we want to have trees? And I think that yes, we want to have trees, and we want to have mature, young, and saplings. And the brush strength should be 75. Let's make this a little bit smaller. But we're only going to put it in very specific places. For example, I think this would be a great area. So let's make this a little bit smaller. This will be a great area. We have the pine. Let's put a little bit of oak. And what was the other one? Hickory. Because you will know some of these large parks in larger cities are just basically large areas of grass. You know, you really don't have that many trees unless it's an actual little wooded area. But what we can do it to differentiate it is to actually put everything grass. So let's do that really, really quick. And I think this is gonna give this little park its uniqueness. We'll call it a plaza park, you know, whatever you decide. It's fine. Again, I do think it has its own little personality, and so I think this is gonna work really, really well. Once again, I really wish we had park areas that would actually affect the surrounding area, but unfortunately we don't, and that's a big issue that hopefully can be addressed within the next patches and updates, and maybe even DLCs, you know, as we did. Because remember, we didn't have this at the beginning of Cities Skylines 1. A lot of people still kind of forget that we didn't have as many DLCs, content creator packs, or anything at the beginning, right? So sometimes we're just a little bit unfair, but I think that this is actually really, really nice. It's just working really, really well. Let's just delete these two more. And again, I think this is rather nice. I also wish it was easier. I know there were some mods in Cities Skylines 1 where it would be easier to place some trees. So let me do that in here. I'm gonna do the spruce, and I'm gonna make them on this, or put them in this area, and I'm gonna do all of them mature. Right, so let me work on that really quick. So how about that? I think this looks rather nice. I think it works well within the concept of this being an old castle, and of course it's not some of the palaces that are in Europe, but I think this adds a whole lot to the city. And I think maybe not for next episode, because I think next episode is going to be a little bit more for public transportation, but I think in our next episode we definitely need to continue to do something similar with the trees in here. Ooh, these are a little bit crooked, but that's fine. And let me just make these all have trees really quick. And I think that again, for now, this looks rather nice. A little bit crooked, that's fine. We can fix it later. But it looks rather nice. We'll see what else we can put on the sides. I really like having more options for trees and everything. Again, kind of like in Cities Skylines 1. Unfortunately, we don't have that option here. But maybe once we start doing, or they start doing more content creator packs and DLCs, we'll be able to do that. In here, I think it's okay for now. It's very difficult to do stuff like this when it doesn't really matter, right? There's nobody that's gonna go into these little food stalls. There's nobody that's gonna sit in these benches. Thankfully, they're just walking by, which actually looks as if it was just an actual park and whatnot. But it's unfortunate that we don't get anything else besides just this, right? And this area looks rather nice with the water. Again, it would be nice if we had a little deck in here, but unfortunately we don't. And before we finish for today, I know it's not a long video, but I think it's better to do it this way, just to focus on this specific park that I really wanted to focus on. Let's take a look at what else we can put in here. Maybe a couple of these garden pots and benches and all that. Maybe that can be something like here in the corner. Well, I thought that we could do something else, but I don't think so. We might be able to maybe do... Let's try this sand surface in here. Oh, right. I don't think we can because there's already one in there. Yeah. Oh, right. Let's try this again. And see, little by little, you start adding all these detailing, and you know what? We can keep on doing it here. To make it kind of like an entrance into the park. Again, it's not perfect and it's not designed to be like this. But again, since we don't have fences, we don't have anything like that. For as much as I dislike the fact that in Cities Skylines 1, we need to have entrances into the park, because I don't think that's realistic. I do hate the fact that we don't have anything like that in here. Right? So, again, hopefully they can make things better within the next updates and patches. Okay, so I think we're gonna be done for today. Again, I want to make sure to thank you for waiting for new episodes, and I know this episode is a little bit different because we just focus on beautifying, on just adding more detail into one area that we wanted to make it a park. I think that what we did with the castle is really nice. I do think that there's opportunity for more detailing, adding more trees, which we'll do not in next episode but in the one maybe afterwards, and hopefully we get a whole lot more assets to detail parks or just areas with, right? Because again, it doesn't really matter. At least in Cities Skylines 1 it mattered. It added to the attractiveness. In this case it doesn't do much, especially because there's nothing interacting with it. So again, I want to thank you for watching this video, liking and subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, make sure to leave them in the comment box. And as always, we'll see each other in our next episode. Take care.